I have to warn you, because today you will hear the word energy 1000 times, because today I want to share the law of wealth creation that made me financially free. And that's that everything is energy. So that's the end of the episode. Not just kidding, because by now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, everything is energy, sounds quite good, but what does it have to do with my wealth creation, and what does it have to do with me manifesting wealth in a practical context? That's what I want to dive into in great detail in this episode, because when you truly understand that you can activate energy and you can transmute it, but you cannot destroy it, that's when everything will make sense to you from a law of attraction perspective, at least after I've broken it down in practical steps that are easy to digest. But before I'm going to share all these practical steps with you, I want to torture you with another law that has nothing to do directly with the law of attraction, but indirectly it has a lot to do with it, and that's the law of conservation of energy. Because the law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only converted from one form of energy to another. So the energy that you need in order to create worlds for yourself, in order to create a new reality, in order to create amazing experiences and things and people and wealth and love and wholeness in your life, is already a part of you, because it's already there. Energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. That's what the law of conservation of energy states. So it can only be converted from one form of energy to another. And I want to explain this principle and how you can use it in a practical way with an exercise that I do with all of the amazing coaching clients who decide to join the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program. And if you decide to join this coaching program, we will do that together and practice it in week number 3 of the coaching program, where we will activate your heart. Because in week number 3 of the coaching program, we will be activating your heart, your center of creation. And once your heart is activated and once your brain and your heart are in coherence, that's when you have a Wi-Fi signal, which means with this Wi-Fi signal, with your activated heart functioning as the, metaphorically speaking, Wi-Fi router, you can then, with your clear intention, send the signal out into the field, and then you draw it back in your physical experience with the elevated emotion. But the first step of this 3-step manifestation process, which is brain and heart coherence, the visual picture, and the elevated emotion, in order to then reach the frequency from your heart. In order to fulfill this 3-step process of manifesting, we first need to activate your heart. So now let's go back to the law of conservation of energy that states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be converted from one form of energy to another. And I try to explain this now in the most practical, simple way possible. So I hope that now that you're listening to it in the next couple of minutes, it will all make sense. Because what truly happens when you create brain and heart coherence, when you place your physical attention on your heart, your awareness, your attention, remember, where attention goes, energy flows. But it's not where attention goes, energy is created. It flows there, which means it's already a part of you. It's already stored in the energy centers of your body. It's stored in all the different energy centers, and depending on how you live your life and how you're acting in your life, you might have more energy in certain energy centers and also more stuck energy in certain energy centers. I mean, there's a reason why, for example, with my health issue, I had a cyst removed in my bladder, which is all about energy center number 1 and also energy center number 2, because I had a lot of digestive issues back then and a lot of inflammation in my digestive system. That's not a coincidence, because I've lived my trauma years, I've lived my self-destruction completely through my first energy center. And in the same way as there are, for example, people, and there is also some research about that, who, let's say, develop cancer in certain parts of their body, it often has to do with how they live their life or the experiences that they made. There is, for example, the research that a lot of women who develop ovarian cancer had experienced sexual trauma and sexual abuse in the past, in the same way as people who suffer from throat cancer often admit that they never allowed themselves to speak up for themselves and to speak their truth. So there's a lot of stuck energy there. And when it comes to you placing your physical awareness on your heart to then activate this energy center, you are not creating energy in your heart, but you are activating the energy in your heart that is already there. And now that the energy is activated, now you can use it. Remember, it can only be converted from one form of energy to another. And I now want you to think about either X-Men or Superman or some superhero who can shoot lasers out of his body. That's the picture that I want to put in your mind right now, because I believe that this is the easiest way to understand this principle and what's happening when you truly allow yourself to activate this energy in your body with this law of wealth creation, which is also the law of conservation of energy that I just described earlier to you. Because what happens when you place your physical awareness on your heart? You are activating your heart. And for a lot of people who practice that on a regular basis, me included, when I, for example, now place my attention, and remember, where attention goes, energy flows, on certain energy centers / chakras on my body, I can truly feel this energy center activating. I can feel this tingling sensation. Sometimes I can feel the energy, just like like some bubbles in there. It's a really interesting feeling where I can really feel that, okay, this area of my body is now activated. So by you now in this example activating your heart, you then activate your center of creation. And with this activation, now you can use this energy from your heart to then, just like Superman, or just like that dude in X-Men with the red glasses, whose name I forgot, I think it's Cyclops or Cyclo, I don't know, like to shoot the energy into the field, into the universe. That's in a sense exactly what happens when you create brain and heart coherence, and when you are activating this energy center of yours, in this case your heart, and you then, with your activated heart, create the images in your mind that then lead you to the emotions. And then, and this is something that I also teach you in great detail in the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, because in my experience, it makes all the difference. And this simple step was responsible for me literally 20xing my income. I'm now making 20 times more than I used to make 4 years ago, when I was actively destroying myself by working 12 hours a day. And nowadays I'm working 4 hours. And this is also something that I learned, fine-tuned and mastered in several Joe Dispenza week-long advanced retreats, where I got more and more into contact with the energy that is in my heart, that's already there. Remember, it cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. It's already there, but by placing your attention on your heart, you are activating that Wi-Fi signal. And if you then, when you create the image and when you then create the emotion as a result of this image, you continue to focus your physical attention on your heart, and you then create the emotion from your heart. And I know that might sound a bit abstract right now, but during the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, we will practice it together and it will make complete sense for you. And then you will be able to attract this level of abundance with your heart. Because remember, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be converted from one form of energy to another. And by you activating your heart, you are then, with the elevated emotion created from this heart energy, from your heart, while physically placing your attention on your heart, you then shoot this energy, you basically convert it, and you shoot it directly out of your heart. I think that's really the best way of picturing it. You shoot it into the field. And of course, there won't be a physical laser beam visible when you do that. I mean, if there is, then please let me know. I would love to hear that story. Nothing is impossible. I truly believe that nowadays. But it's something that happens in the quantum field, that when you really feel that in your heart, and this is something, again, we will practice together, but if you feel that in your heart and you then shoot this energy out into the universe, that's when what you want can be drawn to you so much easier, so much faster, and the signs and the synchronicities will be so much clearer. And when I'm in a meditation, when I do this, I mean, I sometimes really shake, like my body is shaking, my heart is like a bum, ba bum, ba bum. I can feel my heart, and I can feel in this moment how I can shoot that energy into the field, and it feels so incredibly powerful. And that's the law of wealth creation that made me financially free. And I'm excited to teach you this exact process and to practice it with you in the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program. And if you want to find out more about my 8-week Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, you can go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/abundance, or simply click on the first link in the description. I then invite you to watch the video testimonials from previous coaching clients who embarked on this beautiful coaching journey with me. And I also invite you to have a look at what awaits you in each of the 8 individual coaching sessions. And of course, you can also have a look at all the bonuses that you get completely for free.